Buonasera, everyone. I'm so happy to be here in person, finally, after a few years interrupted by COVID and travel restrictions. Since that time, so much has happened for women in Hollywood and across the world. We have taken many steps forward, and as it sometimes seems necessary for progress, we have also taken steps backwards, which makes what we are doing here tonight all the more important. This is such a special night for me and for my family. Our company prides itself on honoring women and especially celebrating women in the arts. Here, once a year, with Women in Film, the most important organization for women in Hollywood, we like to take a step back, to look at what is happening to women right now, and then to look to the future, which is why we give this award to a woman in the entertainment industry who embodies our values, but who is still evolving in just the right direction for women to be heading. Such a woman is Lili Reinhart. She's our choice for the Max Mara Face of the future because of a style that goes well beyond the clothing she wears. It's in the openness of her poetic expression and the fearlessness of her outspoken views on body dysmorphia, on anxiety, on depression, on sexuality. We appreciate her willingness to speak out against an obsession with women's body image over women's health. Her open desire to be true to herself, setting an example for young women across the world on what real beauty is. And what a talent. Behind the scenes, she's making a mark with her own production company, Small Victory Production. On screen, she's beloved for her role on Riverdale, her work on the women-led set on Hustlers, and of course, this summer, she starred in Look Both Ways. And this woman is just getting started. I'm impressed by her thoughtfulness about her role in the society and the way she's approaching her influence. She's eloquent, charming, a perfectionist, a business-savvy woman, and she's eager to grow and change, which is what we do as women and as a society when we are at our best. My grandfather, the founder of Max Mara, always told us that we should enjoy ourselves while working, that working in something we enjoy will give us great satisfaction. There is no greater satisfaction than to be here tonight to present it as a award to someone like Lili Reinhart. Take a look at yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, Lili Reinhart.
It's that o'clock, yeah, it's thick 30. I've been through a lot, but I'm still 30.
Hi, I just ate a blackberry, so I'm like, hope it's not there. Thank you, Maria Giulia. You are so wonderful, and I'm very grateful to be here. I'm thrilled to accept the Women in Film Max Mara Face of the Future Award. It's an honor to be recognized by a brand that has stood for women's beauty, power, and strength for over 70 years. And as an actress, to be seen as a face of the future is incredibly encouraging. I've worked really hard to be in this position, and I attribute that to my vigorous ambition, but also to the women who have surrounded me and helped me grow in my career. My mom, Amy, who would drive me 8 hours from Cleveland to New York City in our minivan so I could go to open casting calls. Really have no idea why she did that, but I'm eternally grateful. My manager, Dara Gordon, who met with me and my mom in a coffee shop when I was 14 and saw my potential. My agent, Danny Streisand, who saw my tortured 18-year-old soul on the set of a film and wanted to get to know me more. Jody Gottlieb, my publicist, who always encourages me to speak my mind, even when it brings unwanted publicity. And Catherine Hagedorn, my producing partner at Small Victory Productions, who is a champion for women's stories. To me, this award symbolizes the power and importance of the influence that we in this industry collectively possess. When entering this industry, I really had no idea what I wanted to stand for, but being an advocate for body positivity and mental health awareness started happening organically when I opened up about my personal struggles during interviews 7 years ago. People were a bit surprised. The journalists I spoke to seemed confused as to how or why I could possibly be struggling with my mental health when I was gaining success and fame, walking red carpets and doing photo shoots. And I realized that I was telling them the opposite of what they wanted to hear, that fame and success didn't magically make everything better. Soon enough, I started noticing a lot of negative attention on Twitter, which, let me tell you, there's nothing more terrifying than seeing your name trend on Twitter. I found out the hard way that a lot of people didn't want to hear what I had to say. My openness and honesty about my personal experiences with body dysmorphia, my struggles with acne, mental health, and toxic diet culture would turn into clickbait articles that prompted a lot of people to say, damn, all this girl ever does is complain, or can she keep her mouth shut for once? But my answer to those people has been and always will be, absolutely not. There is a lot of toxicity in this industry that needs to be called out, and honestly, not enough people are doing it. I gained a bit of a reputation for being someone who has had their fair share of Instagram and Twitter rants, and that's okay with me. I am outspoken and honest. I go on rants because I'm passionate. I don't keep my mouth shut. If I see something toxic that's being perpetuated and normalized, I will say something. I feel it's my duty to do so, to be loud and make noise against the grain of toxic culture that people of every age are exposed to and influenced by, whether they want to believe it or not. So as someone who has the privilege of having a platform with the opportunity to stand in front of influential men and women, I implore you to speak out against the multitude of toxic standards that surround women, because this is what we do as people in the arts. We cry, we feel, we scream, we fight, and it's just as important, if not more so, for us to do that when we aren't in front of the camera. So imagine if we all made more of an effort to create a space of openness, honesty, empathy, and compassion within our industry. So I'm okay with being the loud, annoying woman who seems to complain a lot if it means I can bring attention to all of these conditions that we've been taught to accept without question. I like to believe that the world is evolving for the better. I'm optimistic for my future daughters and that their world will be a kinder, gentler place. And there's work to be done, and we have the good fortune of being in a position to enact change. It was Laurel Thatcher Ulrich, a professor of early American history at Harvard, who said, well-behaved women rarely make history. And what an honor it is to be in the company of so many loud women. Thank you.